Our conversation now is going to be about crypto, cryptocurrency, and not klepto. Munene Mathendu is a marketer and a guru on matters of crypto. He's our guest for the next hour. Munene, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much as well for the invite.
Yeah, what do you have in your wallet?
Very
physical wallet.
Oh, physical wallet.
He went
definitely no
immediately.
See?
Oh, he went to anything but the physical
where
wallet.
wallets now became something completely different.
Yes.
Right?
You know, and invisible, untouchable.
ID, kona kathao.
I knew when I asked him about wallet, he will not think about. If I ask somebody else about a wallet, what do you have in your wallet?
Yeah.
We're like, kona pesa. Sikuangi na pesa mingi siku hizi.
Yeah.
Sibebi pesa mingi.
And then you say, na ile wallet ingine, gani hiyo?
Yeah.
Gani.
Yes.
Yeah.
The worst part is we no longer carry physical wallets nowadays, you know.
Where?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a physical wallet?
Have I? I don't think so.
You
I've
never
never
had
had
one?
a physical wallet, yeah. I've been gifted one though, but never used it.
Wow.
To whoever gifted you, Paul.
Those birthday gifts, eh? Tell me at least you wore the socks.
Definitely.
I thank you. At least.
Wow.
Janet is going to give you the day's quote.
Yeah.
Lazima ingekuja na sock.
Right?
Tunajua hii
You know the game. You know the game.
Yeah.
You know ball, Eric.
Not what do you call them? Cufflinks? No, that's too bougie.
Well,
my bad.
Next birthday.
Next
You see, you're not
birthday.
going to repeat.
No, this is true. Okay, the quote is an African proverb from West African. It says, "The truth is like fire; it cannot be hidden under dry leaves."
Say again?
The truth is like fire; it cannot be hidden under dry leaves.
Thoughts?
Wow. Should this be in relation to crypto or just anything?
Anything.
In life.
It's gonna get. The thing is, as a direct translation, I would say it's gonna get out there because the fire is gonna get lit. So these are dry leaves. So ideally, it's going to go out at some point. So it better be out as early as as it's discovered. Yeah.
Any application to crypto? Any truths?
Maybe on the blockchain side, it's ideally can't be hidden. It's everything. It can be visible to everyone. So that that comes in ways. I watched Tony the other day trying to elaborate in terms of the blockchain side, where you can be able to see all the transactions without anyone can be able to see all the transaction in that one circle case you used. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't hide that
You
truth.
can't hide that truth.
I like that.
Hey, from all applications of it, even from Willis took it to the law.
Yeah.
It is there. The Supreme Court judges have affirmed the truth.
But he said it's our mental.
Cannot be hidden.
It's our mental block
It's a mental block.
that has refused us to
move
understand.
on.
To
But
move
I
on
wanted
from
to
this
get
point on.
at least we got an idea of the uses of blockchain technology, crypto being one of them. But I wanted Munene to just give us like a crypto 101 class, because for a lot of people, there's the fear of the new. So you don't look into it, then you may miss an opportunity. For some people, they're like, I've dodged a bullet. In crypto, nasikia watu wanaibiwa. So it's like, okay, what is the truth? But let's just do crypto 101. Blockchain technology, ni nini, in simple terms, and then what is cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I'll try to use an analogy which at least most of us can understand, and starting over with blockchain. So for any technology, for any digital assets, I'll start off with, say, the most common digital money, e-money that we know, M-Pesa. It does need a database, a way to store that particular currency. And that database, in this case, is a bit centralized at the moment. But if you look at on the blockchain side, basically a blockchain is just that database, a way to hold, the currency, right? Now, for the blockchain, I like to use this analogy of a book, right? And the book being the actual blockchain. And each of the pages each of the pages being like a block of transactions, right? And each page records a couple of, transactions. So when I say transaction, I mean any agreement, because transactions are ideally agreements. It doesn't have to be monetary. The beauty about blockchain, though, is it can store any type of data, because, you could store your documents, you could store your pictures, which now have a fancy term called NFTs.
Yes. And we'll get into NFTs a bit later, because, wow, that is one situation where people could lose a little bit of faith in blockchain. But go on. You could store pictures, documents on this
transactions. And think of the book, it has page numbers, right? And these particular page numbers, they reference each other. So page 1 goes to page 2, page 3. And this particular book, every one of us have access to the copy of the book. Now, you might ask yourself, then who actually
owns the book?
Who owns the book?
Kitabu ni ya nani?
So there is no, I want us to introduce 3 concepts, right? Number 1, centralization, where Mathendu here controls everything that we do, right? Number 2, distributed systems, right? Where I run the risk of not being able to supply enough of these, if there's a couple of requests. So in this case, I could give it, some of the requests to Janet, some of the requests to Eric. And what that means is the system becomes a bit faster, right? But at the core of it, in a distributed system, we are still having one central place of control, right? And then where the last concept is what we call decentralized, right? Where everyone holds the same copy, a mirror of the same copy. So you don't find it from me, I come to you, right? So everyone owns that particular book. So how do we agree on who adds what transaction to that particular book? So that's what we call consensus mechanism. And when we add those particular transactions, or when we decide on who to add those particular transactions, then that's what we now start over with mining. So we have 2 ways to add those transactions. Number 1 is to pull our funds together, and whoever, we have a system which randomly picks who adds the transactions, and if they add the particular transactions, they collect a batch of transactions and add them, then we basically copy from what has been added and agree that these transactions have been added to this particular page on this particular book, right? So that's called proof of stake. And then what Bitcoin, proof of stake, because we are putting our money together, our stake together, staking pools. Then we have Bitcoin, which uses something different, which is proof of work, right? Proof of work basically works in a very interesting manner, where think of the A plus B is equals to C equations, which you are given in your, campuses, or rather high schools. And you know where the page is at the moment, and we know the next page. What we don't know is the input, the B, to get the C. So you're given a mathematical equation to solve, and whoever solves it first broadcast it to the everyone else, and we are able to now say, okay, Janet got it first, so Janet gets what we call block rewards. In that case, you add the transactions, and the blockchain, the database, gives you free coins, and that's called mining.
That's mining,
right? And those coins are now what you call cryptocurrencies.
Wow!
So that's proof of work. So each of those systems have their derivatives, and these particular systems often will have different. We have something we call trilemma, where if your system is secure and it's decentralized enough, and then it cannot scale. So there's 3 things that we need to put in mind.
Let me take the class a bit slowly.
Yeah.
I want to understand these 2 not types. What
mining?
Mining and proof of stake. So we have
proof of stake, proof of work.
Proof of stake, proof of work. So we have a block, another block, another block, kind of like the pages in a book, right? They're held together. So then it becomes a blockchain, kind
Yes,
of like
correct.
a book is bound.
Yes.
Okay. So then the ways for me to build on this blockchain, or to do anything on this blockchain, is now those two ways: proof of stake, or what is proof of stake and proof of ownership on this blockchain? Is it transactions? What are those two things?
So ideally, this is the underlying technology in terms of, you have a database. First of all, in terms of agreement mechanisms, like how do we come to agree? How do we agree? This is a global thing. It's not, someone I know that has done something, with someone else. So these are basically the two. It's basically databases, right? But they carry some very interesting characteristics with them, right? So ideally, developers, for instance, could be provided with a canvas somewhere they can build upon. Think of, say, Ethereum. Ethereum is not just a coin; it's an actual blockchain, right? So they can build on top of that, and what that means is you have your chama, right? You can now come in and implement specific rules that do not require one particular person to, say, approve transactions, right? So if we are contributing to these, there are things called decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, and DAOs basically bring together people like, think of your chamas, right? And if you're contributing, you can implement specific rules. If we get to a certain point X, then do this. So you can be able to earn from them. Those are the key applications of blockchains. And of course now, crypto is the largest application of blockchain. So crypto is built on top of this particular database called a blockchain. Yes.
When people hear crypto, they think risk. I think it's part of when Mariam started saying,
Yeah.
Where do you think that perception comes from? Because it's risk, it's opportunity. You've kind of drawn that thread of, there's an opportunity here. Why does the default setting also go to risk, other than the fact that it's new?
Yeah.
What about it poses the risk factor?
Well, I would say it's the underlying challenges that we've had, particularly in Africa, not just in Kenya, in terms of how it's been used. So, some of the worst applications that I've seen is, crypto scams, right? So you'll be told, put in this money, you'll be getting X% guaranteed income. Anytime you hear guaranteed income, that's basically a huge red flag. So these assets are actually just like any other digital assets. These are, it could be your typical, think of your stocks. No one knows where Tesla stock is going to be. No one knows where Safaricom shares are going to be in the next 1 year or so. You can only speculate, right? Based off maybe real use cases, based off, if, say, a project is doing something that's generating them some sort of income, then you can speculate that, okay, Apple produces this number of iPhones and they do this much sales, then you can be able to speculate that, okay, the share price would be valued at this much, right? So the challenge you have for most Kenyans is the inadequate education. I've been lucky to host a couple of educational webinars and physical webinars across Africa, and the key thing is we need more education, and this education has to be driven by both, from a civic point of view as well as, the players in the space. So all your exchanges need to come in and, do more of the education part.
Yeah, but also there's a fight, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, but CBK has issued repeated warnings, right, against crypto.
Yeah.
So I think that also plays a role in how the perception, even though I think you were listing, Eric, we're among the top in the country. So
in the world.
In the world, not in
How
the...
many Kenyans?
4.5 million.
4.5 million Kenyans.
The last UNCTAD report.
Right.
Because I think for CBK to issue warnings, first I'm curious to hear from you whether that is shifting in any way, because I know it's been happening for a while, but given that there's such an uptake, are they shifting the perception, or are they very hell-bent on saying, no, we're warning against this?
So on that, it's more on the regulation and compliance side. And I would say it comes in to help remove all these, fear. Because as you've seen in the recent Gazette notice for the VAS bill, the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill. So it's currently already gazetted, and I believe should be implemented within at least the next 1 year. This is again speculation, not actual facts, but it's already gazetted. So at least that's one way. So the CBK and CMA are listed as the key regulators in this particular space, and basically anyone providing virtual asset services, be it an exchange, be it an on-ramp off-ramp service. When I say on-ramp off-ramp service, basically whenever you top up your wallet, your digital wallet, be it any stable coin issuers, basically stable coins being dollar pegged cryptocurrencies or rather fiat pegged cryptocurrencies. So like
Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Bitcoin and Ethereum being cryptocurrencies, and stable coins being like USDC, Circle, and Tether, USDT, which is the most common ones. So all these people are going to be regulated. Now, there will be still some underlying issues. For instance, we have the world of decentralized finance. We can only control where exchanges, are able to provide their services. And exchanges actually do already a lot of compliance and activities. For instance, they still implement the standard AML and CTF policies. So
that's too technical.
Yes.
Wait.
Okay. Anti-money laundering.
Anti-money laundering.
Yeah, and counterterrorism financing. So they already implement these from a global point of view. And, at the moment, all the top exchanges have to do your KYC verification. So you have to actually use a government ID to open an account, and that's the point of entry, right? So I do believe this is one of the cases where the technology has moved faster than the policies. Yeah,
that's okay. I think innovation should outpace regulation.
Definitely.
It's just how quickly does it catch up. But I'm really trying to get through the fear that some people have, and then go into the opportunity. So when I think of my understanding of blockchain technology, the idea is that the safety of it cannot be tampered with, right? Every not transaction, but basically yes, if it's a coin, for example, every transaction is listed on blockchain, right? That is the safety of it. How does that influence the other side, whether it's money laundering, whether whatever it is, the dark side of now blockchain technology? How does that safety then get to be used negatively?
It's very interesting, because I would still say, first of all, in terms of the fear, we first need to address education, right? For people to know what they're actually getting into, because this is, again, a new technology. It's not your typical old stocks, traditional finance, where, we already know what we are doing, right? So we need to address the actual technology and what are the use cases. And once we do address those ones, now we can move on to sorry, I missed your question.
The money. So I was thinking, the safety of, or the guarantee, or whatever you want to call it, of using blockchain, is that everything is traceable. To a certain extent, right? And everything is visible. So when that transaction happens on your end, I can see. I might not know it's Munene, but I can see that transaction, right?
Definitely.
So that's great from a transparency point of view. It does instill confidence, but then you also know that crypto is also, has been used for money laundering. So I'm wondering how those same safeguards are used by bad actors.
So back to the conversation on, in terms of, for instance, money laundering and, terrorism financing. Think about it, it's a very bad money, type of money, to do any of these illicit activities. I'm not saying they have not been done before, but they are easily identifiable, right? So as I said earlier, we have exchanges have put in these safeguards to ensure this doesn't happen. But think about it. I believe in the 2024 report, we had about $3 trillion used, in as an AML risk, anti-money laundering risk, right? So
this is globally.
Globally. So less than 1% of that was in crypto. Why? Because it's a really bad type of money to actually do such. So think about all the hacks that have happened. You can't, the money can be followed. So how do you cash it out?
Right.
So that's the question. So because you can't cash it out, it's not very easy to actually, use this type of money to try and launder money or do any type of illicit transactions.
So then is it sensationalized how much crypto and blockchain are used for money laundering or illegal activities? Because if you're saying 3 trillion shillings was, dollars, was exchanging hands as far as, money laundering is concerned, and only 3% of that was crypto, it's a lot less than you would think.
Yeah, it's a lot less than...
So is it sensational?
Definitely, because what we are seeing, for instance, globally, if you look at the EU region, we still see the MiCA regulations coming into place, and a lot of innovation coming from the Asian regions, because it's an easier path to ensure that there's, we don't have all these illicit activities. So similar case with the United States, you can see what they're implementing. And, we now have a pro-crypto, president there, Donald. But ideally, all I would say is crypto is safer than cash when it comes to these types of risks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to understand crypto from, a basic thing.
Yeah.
So there are very many Kenyans who are trading with crypto. What are they doing? Where do they get it?
Where do they get it?
And where do they sell it? How does it help them buy food?
Very good question. I want to take you back to a very interesting project that happened that every Kenyan knows, WorldCoin, right? And
the one for KICC,
for those who
are
scanning your eyes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was going to say for those who don't know, but I'm like, people know.
Everybody remembers.
Yeah. So there was a bit of misinformation from that, but anyone here uses ChatGPT, I would assume all
yes,
right?
Yeah.
But we are quite lucky that image generation programs that you can do is a direct sort of like product that came from that particular project. Let me explain how.
Okay.
Now, you probably have your cloud storage. I won't specify any, but ideally, all the cloud storages, if you particularly look at their terms, they are going to use your data to process, to improve their AI models, right? So WorldCoin comes in, says, we're going to pay you to use your fingerprint of your data, not your eyes. So your facial data is just taken and converted to a fingerprint sort of. And this trains your AI models. And in return, we are giving you some free tokens. These tokens might be worth money or not. So that's speculation, right? So that's called an airdrop. So it's free tokens to just use a project. So you launched a project, you want to have users. So these particular users, you have to give them a few tokens to actually get to use your projects, right? So
token here being what?
Coins. Yeah, a few coins.
Virtual.
Yeah, virtual coins. Okay. Think about now. We've never. Let me see. If, for instance, when M-Pesa was launching, if they had some people testing, right, and they would give them a few virtual tokens, try to send each other money, try to see whether it works, right? So if
but if it works, you keep the money.
Yeah, if it works, you keep the money.
Okay.
If it doesn't, you've not lost anything. Maybe some time, right?
Yeah.
So that's called airdrops. And a lot of Kenyans actually earn from these. So we have different projects, these projects could be anything. Could be a gaming project which is just launching on the blockchain. Could be a finance project, chama sort of project which we call staking pools that they live on the blockchain, and we just give you some tokens to actually test it. Could be an exchange. We have exchanges which are not centralized. When I say exchanges which are not centralized, think about, for instance, the global exchanges. Most of them are centralized. The big names, your Bitget, your Binance, your Coinbase, all these big names, all of them are centralized, right? Now, for you can be able to create an exchange which is not centralized, which basically doesn't have KYC, doesn't have all these things.
What's KYC?
Oh, verification of your
customer.
face, your documents. Sorry, yeah. So if I create such an exchange being just a marketplace where you exchange your coins for fiat, for
Hard currency, cash.
Hard currency, yeah. So once I build such a thing, I would typically give you a few coins to test out this exchange. So these coins could be worth something, could be worth nothing, but in most of the cases, they are usually worth a lot of money later on. So just because you are testing, you get to make money from there. Number two, trading. So just like
Roger, this one of testing. These 4 million Kenyans, let's just say that 100,000 of them have benefited because they participated in a
Airdrops
project,
and
in an airdrop project. How did they know about it?
Fair.
Now, crypto usually is built based off communities. So a good number of your campus students they are tech savvy, most of the Gen Zs, all, your younger millennials are usually quite tech savvy, right? And we have different communities where, if I create a project, I would come in and try to sort of market it. And the best place to get people to test for you would be
campus.
Those university
campus students,
guys,
right? So you come in, you hold events there, and you talk about your project, and you're able to get some audience to show them how do you actually use this particular system, and here's free tokens for you to test it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how many of them are getting into this. So we can even say that freshers who are joining also coming into that community, and that's how they are also just introduced to it.
Definitely.
And increasingly, they also now spread information.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get how they first got their first token for many of them.
Yeah.
And they were testing out whether this thing I can cash it out and get actual shillings.
Yeah.
Yeah. To buy food, sour. Then the second thing that you're saying, because I want to understand the 4 million Kenyans who are on
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Yeah. So the other
So
part.
they're trading now like Forex. Okay, I don't know if that's the example you're going to use. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So the other part, and the biggest part about it, about crypto now, is the trading part, right? So the trading part, just like your, stocks, they go up and down, right? But now the beauty about cryptocurrencies is extremely volatile. That volatility could mean, you can make money if you speculate the price to go up or down through a tool we call futures. Futures is basically I want to try and find an analogy to make it very easy. So you have this bank. This bank, we call it an exchange. It's a marketplace, actually, where you exchange your coins, right? So the first way to make money is by simply buying a coin and just holding it, doing nothing about it and holding it.
Hoping it increases in price.
2 years ago, Bitcoin was trading at about $15,000 for every Bitcoin, right? So if I had 100,000, now I'll use our Kenyan analogy, right? To just say 100, to just peg the dollar at 100, just for our understanding.
So 1.5 mic.
Yeah. So let's say Bitcoin was trading at 1.5 million, right?
Per coin.
Per coin. So if I bought
A shilling of Bitcoin.
A shilling of Bitcoin.
per shilling of Bitcoin. Now, you can buy from as low as 500 shillings worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy,
A full coin.
right?
You can buy a fraction of a coin.
Yeah, you can buy a fraction of a coin, right?
Okay.
So now, if I buy this particular Bitcoin, my 500 shillings, right? Maybe 1,000 shillings which I bought, and I hold it, do nothing. Now, Bitcoin is a speculative asset. Now, the good thing about Bitcoin is it has a limited supply. So if I asked you, for instance, what's the supply of the dollar, you wouldn't tell me. What's the supply of Kenya shillings, you wouldn't tell me. So ideally, how things get, there are things called market caps. Market caps is basically all the amount of money in that particular project, and then how the price is achieved is divide the market cap by the number of coins that are circulating.
Similar to what you do at a stock exchange.
Yeah, similar to what you do at a stock exchange.
Okay,
Definitely.
we have a caller. Oh, sorry, I interrupted your train of thought. I thought you'd. Now, I was just saying, Dan Jeru was also saying the terminologies he's using. Nikwana notebook hapa naandika. Where can we come for classes?
Right.
And maybe our caller as well probably has that. You said he's from Nyeri. Jeremy, if I'm not mistaken. Jerry. Kevin from Nyeri. Good morning, Kevin. Do you have a question around cryptocurrency today?
No, I would like to ask something on what LAT is.
Oh no,
His call just dropped.
Yes.
We'll hopefully get him back, but let's just continue with your train of thought.
Yeah.
So one, I could hold the coin,
Yeah.
speculate it goes up in value. That's number one.
That's number one. So there is also, remember I said you could have bought, let's just use a ballpark figure which is easy to work with. You bought one Bitcoin at 1.5 million. Right now Bitcoin is trading at 15 million, right? So you just simply got 10 times your money, right? Within that particular period of time. 2 years. I believe no MMF here has, cannot perform that consistently. Now, the second part is that's spot trading. Now we have futures trading, which is a very interesting concept that I'm about to introduce to you. So this exchange, which is typically sort of a bank, will tell you that you see that 1.5 million that you have, the capital, I can lend you up to 100 times, right?
Lend me what?
Lend you
Me, I have
money.
1.5 million shillings.
Yes. I use
worth
that
of
as
Bitcoin,
collateral.
which is one coin.
Yeah.
Okay. I
use-
have it.
Yeah. I use that one coin as your collateral, right? And then open for you a trade of up to 100 times. In other words, let me use a figure that we can all, easily get. So I get this 1.5 million. I lend you up to 10 times, right?
Okay.
So your position is 15 million. So Bitcoin moves 10 times. So what's your current position? 150 million.
150, yeah.
Right? Then you just pay me back
My
150 minus 15
okay.
times a few service charges.
Okay.
And the loans are pretty cheap because it's about 7% APR. APR is basically annualized yield. So if I give you the 100,000 and I give you at 7%, I expect you at the end of the year to give me back 70,000 extra, right? And it's calculated down to the hour. So if I borrowed for 16 hours, then I only pay for 16 hours.
What if the Bitcoin doesn't go up 10x in value?
So it goes against you, but 10 times your position. So that's the risk of futures trading. Yes.
Goja. Kevin is back, right?
Yeah.
Kevin, you're asking a question to Munene.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, Kevin.
Lucky.
Go
I
ahead.
would have liked to explain something to you. But buying a boat is just like share. Ni kama tu ni tofauti tu kwa kutumika kama share. So you buy at a certain price. To wait, ikipanda ndio unauza. Pia ni hatari sana kwa sababu you see the sellers in the market ni watu ambao wanauza. Kwanza huwajui, wanatumia kwanza majina yao, sahihi yao, they use it. So you send them money alafu wanakukredit kwa account. Hata vile wanaicredit kwa account si rahisi wewe ujue wameifanyaje.
Right.
I mean, in any case they want to do it. So this is what you do. Unaenda kwa ule seller ambaye ameuza mimi. Yaani you can track, unaona kufanya transaction na watu wengi. Ndio ununue kwake. Lakini pia huyo ni rahisi kufanya. In any case amepiri jina vizuri. Can lure people na hautaweza kumlipa. So at the moment, si vizuri kwa vijana kutoka hawajui.
Okay.
It needs people to understand. I can see my fellow guys anatumia Kiingereza ngumu. Wengine watu wenye kipepali nyingi wataona kwamba kama nalipa iko na do, lakini in simple terms is another betting.
Okay.
People need to take out care. But it needs patience. And then it does not require someone to use a lot of money. Because pia hata ukinunua hizo kupata customer ni kuna competition kwa inategemea kama ununua for example 150. Alafu upate marketing na obviously hautauza na
Kevin, it sounds like you are a trader.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand it. I think
Are you a trader?
I'm a trader.
How long have you done this?
I've been doing for up to 4 months. Unaona hii ajira ya ruka hii ya juzi. The ajira. We went for a meeting and we have been taught
how long have you done it, Kevin? A year, 2 years, a month?
6 months, 3 times per month.
Okay.
6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asante, Kevin. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kevin.
Thank you.
He brings some good issues. Sorry to stop your train of thought. Should we finish first
think
with
so.
that and then come to his questions because they're fair and they're well informed.
So, so that's the second way to make money, and you could do that by basically there's a process called shorting. Shorting is basically saying the markets are going to go down.
Dip, yeah.
I'll give you a simple analogy. Let's say, give me a share price and the current trading price, just any.
Sorry?
Give me a share price and a current trading price, just any.
A share price for anything.
For something in the stock exchange.
Maybe, yeah.
20 bob.
20 bob for, let's just say, Latif company is trading at 20 bob per share, right? So the shorting ideally is, I come into the market, I borrow 100,000. Okay, let's use 1,000
That
shares.
is Lydia we're hearing.
Sorry.
She's on the line.
our
She
caller.
wants to
Hold
ask
your
a
thought
question.
again.
Okay, sure.
Ole.
Yes.
Let's hear from
Lydia, good morning.
Morning.
Do you have a question or a contribution?
Yes, I have a question.
Ask, please.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Lydia. I happened to buy Bitcoin coins some years back, like more than 10 years back. But the person who introduced me passed on. So I don't know how to follow it up.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. That's such an important
So
question.
what do you have?
I have nothing to show.
They bought on your behalf. You gave them physical cash and they bought the Bitcoin.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Did they
Do you have
give
the
you
machine?
No, I have nothing.
Okay. Not even the computer that they were using, yeah?
No.
Okay. So let's talk to Munene. Actually, stay on the line so that we can maybe get Munene's thoughts.
So maybe I'll quickly address this first. So if you buy anything, any coin, you need to hold it somewhere, and that somewhere is called a wallet. So the person should have given you at least, some keys to the wallet, which are called seed phrases, basically 12 words. If you have some 12 words
Like
or 20,
passwords.
if you have 12 words or 24 words somewhere, you have your Bitcoin.
Do you have anything like that, Lydia?
Oh, yeah. I
No.
can't even remember.
Because it was 10 years.
Did he give you like a list somewhere? Some words?
I think she gave me something, but I don't know how to trace the number.
Okay.
Okay. So if she can be able to trace these particular 12 words, so anyone could be able to use in any wallet. The wallet, ideally, you just input the 12 words and it gives you access to back to your coins. The thing is, don't give it to anyone, because anyone who have access to these 12 words can be able to now also use
It's like someone having access to your PIN.
Yeah.
They will
access to your
withdraw
PIN. Yeah.
all your money.
Now, so she can't trace it. So what happens in that case? There's not much that can be done?
Nothing can be done because remember what I said. This is a decentralized technology. So I would assume they bought on an exchange and then moved it to a wallet. So if you don't have access to that particular wallet, then you don't have access, right? But if they gave you these particular 12 words, or the exchange they used, then you could try to recover it. Yeah. And 10 years ago, the exchanges at the time, I believe, was only, I believe Coinbase at the time. 10 years ago is 2015. The other ones were pretty small. Mt. Gox, the very small exchanges. Exchanges have actually come in to sprout somewhere around 2018. Yeah.
So she was a bit...
Okay.
So Lydia, let me ask you, when you were dealing with this person 10 years ago, did you deal with them more than once? Have we lost? We've lost Lydia.
Okay.
All right.
So I wanted to see maybe
If
how
she
much
can
more
trace-
information she can
She
share
has.
that she could
Yeah,
help.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to call her back.
Yeah.
Then perhaps it can just be a matter of trying to trace even people who may know this person who had passed on, who are actively trading as well at that time, because they might know what exchange he used.
Yes.
Things like that, and that could perhaps help.
Yeah, I believe that once she can be able to trace that, that should be very helpful. It can definitely be recovered. Yeah.
Okay.
Kuna mtu anauliza swali hapa. Is Telegram a legit place where you can buy currency?
Correct. Telegram
Telegram.
Yes. Telegram hosts the biggest crypto communities among the biggest crypto communities in the world. They have a blockchain called TON, T-O-N. So basically people can, it allows you to send money from one person to another. It also allows projects to build upon it. So I've seen a lot of these new projects. Now I'll mention random projects which have been launched on Telegram, which are basically on gaming. Dogs, Hamster Combat, not Pi, sorry. A couple of other projects have been done.
Launched
These are
on
trials,
Telegram.
basically.
All right.
Trials, and
Are they
people get.
from Telegram itself, or just users within?
So Telegram gives you the database, the blockchain, which is called TON.
Okay.
Then anyone can implement
Build on top
something
of that.
on Telegram.
All right, so there's a legitimacy to that. Because I just
Definitely.
wanted to make sure it's not just being used as a place where people can, talk and sell you things. But Lydia is back on the line.
Yeah.
Lydia, we were asking if you have... Okay, all right. It's okay. Sorry, we've lost her again. Nisawa.
Right.
We...
She's back, she's gone.
Okay, she's back.
Let's try. Lydia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Very good.
Okay, Lydia, we just wanted to know what more information you have. To this person, like Eric asked, did you interact with them more than once or twice? Do you know also anyone that they were working with at that time who could help point you to maybe what exchanges they were using, just to try and get more information, as Munene here is trying to help you figure out maybe a way to potentially recover your Bitcoin. So did you interact with them more than once?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you know anyone that they not really worked with, but people who maybe they traded with as well, who are also into cryptocurrency, things like that, who is still alive?
I only know her sister.
You only know his sister?
Her sister.
Her sister. Okay. All right. Was she also trading crypto?
I don't know unless I ask her.
Okay. I think it's a good place to start, because her sister may have been able to know what exchange she was using, and that could be a good place to start. But let me leave Munene to maybe advise you on how to proceed further, given the information.
So
I wanted to ask Mr. Munene.
Yeah.
Because I gave my details, I gave my ID number, my telephone number. They can't trace it with my telephone number or my ID number, the details that I gave.
So, number one, you might be very lucky because since they used your verification details, the only thing you need to know now, because ideally, if they used your verification details, your ID number, your telephone number, it means they actually traded on an exchange, right? So the only thing we need to figure out is what the exchange was. So the lucky bit is we know there are a few exchanges at the time. So step one, we can try to figure out, which of those, maybe looking at your chats, at your conversations, you can be able to tell. And once you get that information, the beauty about exchanges, in as much as they're centralized, you can be able to recover your passwords and potentially recover your Bitcoin. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's
How do I follow it up?
So step one, find as much information as you can, particularly around what I would assume you also gave them an email. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
So step one, let's find out what exchange they used. So when I say exchange, maybe they called it a platform maybe at the time. So try to find that, and then those particular platform will basically have a reset button where you just input your email. If your user was there, you'll be able to now reset your passwords and gain access to your Bitcoin. So that's the beauty about centralized exchanges. I would assume that that's a possibility.
And how can I get you, Mr. Munene, as I follow it up?
I could maybe share the contacts after.
Yes.
Sure.
We'll share, Lydia, we'll share Munene's contact after the show so that he can help guide you. But thank you so much, Munene. And thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.
All right. I think that was a really good fix because at the time, 10 years ago, not many people knew or even had an idea how much Bitcoin would be worth. So this would be really amazing if she's able to recover. But even to those listening now, I know there's clarity on the how, but we had interrupted you as you were giving us the ways. But Lydia we'll get you in touch with Munene for sure. I think that's a great fix or start.
Exactly.
To potentially a fix. But go on.
So I'll cover a few ways to actually make money, and particularly I already started with trading. So you could trade to just say the price is going to go high or low, and I was trying to explain how you could make money whenever the price tanks. So you have a company with 1,000 shares, each worth 20 shillings right now. I come in and borrow the exchange. 1,000 shares, which are worth 20 shillings at the moment. I sell them all now. I get 20,000. I'm speculating the price is going to go down. So it goes down to 10,000. The exchange, I'm supposed to pay back the shares, right? So I go back, buy the 1,000 shares at 10,000 shillings now, and then return the 10,000 plus a small interest on their end, and then keep the other profit.
So I've made like maybe 8K or something.
Yes, and that's called shorting. So now that's possible on futures. Now, the new innovations that I think are very important to highlight, particularly, is the fact that now on exchanges you can access real-world assets. Real-world assets, you're looking at. When you think about investing in the US stock market, in the Chinese stock market, it's a long process at the moment. At least maybe some of the fintechs here have tried, but it's still a long process. But there is what we call tokenization, where we give you fractions of the share, right? So you don't have to hold a full Tesla share. we give you a fraction of that. So, exchanges now can be able to do that. And you could also, I believe Tony also talked about, think about real estate tokenization. You want some exposure to real estate, but you don't have your 2 million to get into a bed sitter, your 5 million to get, into a 1-bedroom somewhere to start.
200K or 20K.
So you put in these particular organization to hold and tokenize these particular projects. So the project is worth, let's say, 100 million. So I come in with my 200 shillings. Someone comes in with their 100,000 shillings, and all the rental income that's coming from that particular project is put on chain again and pays you based off the ratio of your contribution.
Even with land?
Yes, even with land.
It's getting there. Are we there yet, or it's just been explored? Okay.
In jurisdictions which are we have an island which is already on the Ethereum blockchain. So you could be part of owners of an island which is on the Ethereum blockchain.
Quick one, because we're running out of time. I just want, I feel like a lot of information has been given here, and it's a really good thing that, it sinks, it gets a little bit clearer, but I want to know, let's get some red flags if you're dealing with anything regarding crypto, or you're thinking of going into that world, so that our listeners who are potentially thinking of investing there with the new technologies, as well as, traditional now coin trading, what are those red flags? And then perhaps just start with that one before I give you the last one, so I don't confuse you.
Sure. So guaranteed income is a lie. So anytime you're told this is going to give you 5% daily, 10% monthly, that's a lie. So as I said earlier, no one can tell, where the price will be at a particular moment. Now, bots. There are real bots and there are fake bots.
Wow.
A
fake bot. It's an oxymoron.
Yes.
Yeah. So bots are basically automated computer systems which do your trades. And with the age of AI, we've gotten to the point where you can have AI analyze for your trade, get to your trade directly without your intervention. But now, a good number of, I've also seen these type of scams where someone sells you this bot, gives you 90% win rate. In all honesty, that's usually 100% a red flag, because you cannot particularly tell. As I said, the markets are speculative. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So anyone selling you a bot, you are the product.
It's
too good to be true. Okay,
Yeah.
last one. If you do you have a last one on the red flags?
Those are the main ones. We're at time.
Regulation, my God. I wanted to get into if crypto is regulated in Kenya, and if the digital assets tax at 3% affects crypto in 30 seconds.
Well, with the new Gazette notice, the DAT, which was 3% of every transactions, was dropped, and now it's 10% of the transaction fees that the service providers actually collect. If I trade 100,000 at 0.1%, that's 100 bob, so I pay the government 10%, so which is very progressive. The second thing was about, sorry?
It was either whether they're regulated and, yes, regulated in Kenya.
So we still don't have an active, policy, but it's getting into place, and once it gets into place, it opens up the doors for mass adoption.
Okay, we'll call you back. I think there's so much more to tap into. Your world is next. Breadwinner pressure in a tough economy. That's what's coming up next with Mikali and Winnie. Thank you to our guests today on Fixing the Nation. Eric Latif will be on Last Word tonight from 9:30 p.m. Mariam, Eric, and I will be back tomorrow 6 a.m. But you can find all our conversations online. See you tomorrow.